$4,044 more for SSI, Supplemental Security Income. I have all the details for you here in the video. Let's get into it and talk about what's going on. All right, now first off, everything I'm talking about here in this video directly pertains to SSI, Supplemental Security Income, and the roughly 8 million beneficiaries that do receive these benefits administered by Social Security every single month. These benefits are vitally important for those people that receive them, and these benefits are also significantly below where they really need to be, and that's exactly what I want to demonstrate for you here in this video, because they technically owe you about $4,044 right now for 2025. This is absolutely nuts, but I want to share with you some new updates that came out for 2025 and what this means for your monthly benefit, as well as reiterating the importance of reforming the SSI program. If any lawmaker or any elected official happens to be watching this video, you've got to watch this information. This is absolutely nuts. I don't know if anybody has looked at this information. If not, they really should, because this is shocking. It's unbelievable. It's appalling. It's sad. It's ridiculous. Whatever else you want to call this, I don't really know. Put whatever words you want to put on this thing, but I will share with you exactly the details behind this. And again, SSI beneficiaries, people with disabilities, or those individuals aged 65 or older with limited income and limited resources. They're getting stiffed left and right. Okay, I'm not sure how else to say that in a nice way, but that is the reality. And if you are an SSI beneficiary, you know, you're probably shaking your head and you're probably saying, yes, amen. Someone is finally saying something about this. Absolutely. That is why I'm making a big deal about this, and why we're going to spend the next few minutes pounding the table on this and hammering this point home as far as why this is a massively flawed program. It is failing the beneficiaries in a massive way. There's no nice way to put it. SSI is a good program, don't get me wrong, but it has failed the beneficiaries, and it has been for many, many years. Which, by the way, quick side note, do you remember back, well, maybe you don't remember, this was a long time ago, but do you remember the main purpose of SSI when it was formed back in the 70s? Okay, so like 50 plus years ago, back in the 70s under Richard Nixon, the SSI program was formed. What was the purpose of the program? It was an anti-poverty program so that those individuals that be eligible for it were not reliant on friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances for financial stability, but rather it would give them a monthly stipend so that they could be financially stable and financially sufficient on their own. That's literally the purpose of the program. Unfortunately, because of the pathetic COLAs that we've been receiving over the last several years, I mean, last 50 or so years, right? Which, by the way, quick side note, the COLAs have been tied to the inflation, the CPIW, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, since 1975. Prior to that, it was done by a special session of Congress. What a joke that probably was, right? Yeah, exactly. It's probably just as much of a joke as it is today with the CPI dictating what the actual COLA is going to be. Anyway, my point is, because of the COLA not keeping up with real cost of living over the last 50 plus years, unfortunately, these benefits have fallen behind significantly. Let me give you some real numbers here. Right now, for 2025, the maximum benefit for an individual, as you know, is $967 a month. Maximum benefit for a married couple is $1,450 per month as a married couple. The new federal poverty line for 2025 as an individual is $15,650 for the entire year. That divides out to $1,304 a month is what the federal poverty line is. A difference between the federal poverty line right now on a monthly basis and the maximum benefit for an individual is a difference of $337 a month. That's what it comes out to be. Or $4,044 for the entire year is how much SSI beneficiaries are essentially being cheated out of, because this program is not keeping parity with the federal poverty line, which is originally what it was supposed to do, right? That's a tune of, well, like I said, $4,044 for the entire year. $337 a month is what this comes out to be. That's massive. That's huge, right? So that's a lot of money that these beneficiaries are not receiving. Now, when it comes down to married couples, I didn't run the math on this before I started filming the video. I will try to do some mental math as I talk here, so hang tight. Might take me a second to figure it out, but I'll get you some numbers that are relatively close. Okay, so think of this. A married couple right now can get a maximum benefit of $1,450 for the year of 2025. That's the maximum. By the way, The federal poverty line for a married couple right now, or I should say a household of two, they don't necessarily need to be a married couple, but a household of two right now, the federal poverty line is $21,150. That's for the entire year, okay? Now, remember, the maximum benefit being $1,450 a month, multiplied out by the entire year is about, what is it? I'm trying to figure it out really quickly here. It's about $17,000. Yeah, it's about $17,000, okay? It's a little bit different than that, but I'm just kind of rounding a little bit. It's about 17 grand a year. So in other words, the married couple also is being stiffed and being cheated out of, essentially, by about $4,000, again, per year, because of the federal poverty line and where these maximum benefits really are, right? So no matter how you cut it here, whether it's an individual receiving SSI, even the maximum, that's assuming the maximum, an individual receiving the maximum individual benefit, or the married couple receiving the maximum benefit, right now, regardless of how you cut it, both are missing out on about $4,000+ for the entire year right now for 2025, because the federal poverty line is what it is and benefits are well below that, and they have not kept up because they haven't kept parity with real inflation. That's nuts. I mean, here's the thing. They put out the federal poverty line and they adjust it every year for a reason. Why? Why do they do that? So they can see as a line in the sand who's above the federal poverty line, who's below the federal poverty line. Now, to be fair, the federal poverty line also indicates the eligibility for the access to other programs like Medicaid and SNAP benefits and other programs that I talk about here on the channel. But the deal is, if you're getting SSI, you're pretty much grandfathered in. Now, again, no promises, but if you are getting SSI, you're pretty much grandfathered into getting Medicaid and also SNAP benefits. Okay, a little bit of a benefit for being on SSI. It does not make up the difference of the $337 discrepancy per month that these beneficiaries would otherwise be getting in their monthly benefit if these benefits were keeping pace with the real poverty line like they're supposed to be, right? Does all that make sense? My point is, if we look back and look at the original number that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, $4,044 is the difference just this year. Last year, it was about, I don't know, a little less than $4,000, right? I mean, if you add this up over the course of multiple years, a 10-year period of time, you're talking like 35 grand, 40 grand that otherwise would have been going to you in your monthly benefit if it were actually keeping parity with the federal poverty line. You see that? Anyway, I just like to point this stuff out so we can all be on the same page here, because does anybody actually sit down and run these numbers, right? Again, I like to look at all the numbers. I look at all the different aspects of the numbers because it paints a very, very clear picture. But another thing too as well, it may be on purpose why lawmakers may not look at these numbers, because if they do, then they would be, acknowledging the discrepancy and be like, well, now we have to do something about it. And then they would be on them, right? It'd be on their shoulders at that point to do something. And do they want that? Not really. So they pretend like they're ignorant and be like, we don't really know. I don't know. Is that the reality? So if they pretend like they don't know and they don't have any idea what's going on, now they don't have to do anything about it. Kind of see what I'm talking about, right? So it's, kind of advantageous for lawmakers to act like they don't know what's going on sometimes, right? Be a little ignorant, and it's like, well, I didn't know. Nobody told me. Well, okay, it's not that hard to figure it out. I mean, literally, just pull out a calculator, right? So anyway, just want to bring that to your attention so you can see what's going on here. But there is some legislation out there, the SSI Restoration Act, which I have talked about before in other videos. I think it's a great piece of legislation. This changes and helps out a lot of this, and it fixes a lot of the problems within the program. Anyway, I'll keep an eye on it for you here on the channel and in these videos. I'll keep you posted with everything going on right now as it pertains to your monthly benefit, your SSI, your SSDI, Social Security, any benefit changes like this, any money, programs you can take advantage of, stimulus, anything like that. I'll bring it to your attention right away. I hope this helps you. Please, if I can ask a huge favor of you, number one, if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's totally free to do so. with the subscribe button right down below the video. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Also, if you can think of 1 or 2 people that benefit from this information, either friends, family members, acquaintances, neighbors, siblings, feel free to share this video with them. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for sharing this with the share button right down below. Otherwise, check out the well over 5,000 videos here on the channel in the video library, or right now showing up on your screen, you'll see some videos popping up there, and down below in the description at the top of the comment section, you will see a bunch of hand-selected popular videos for you there. Check those out, or just have a nice day. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I can see you again soon in the next video. Again, thank you so much for your support. Have a nice day. I'm here for you. It's my dedication, and I'm not going anywhere. Thank you so much.